Hello friend, this is Jimmy from Can Have an Immigration Canada. This video I brought it for some of those inquiries I'm getting, like who can work in Canada on visitor visa, right? So if you are looking for the answer for this is yes, you can work on visitor visa in certain conditions. But if you are looking for a long-term work, then you definitely require LMIA and work permit. But there are certain situations in which you can also work in Canada while you are on visitor visa. Mostly these are for the business people, but there are certain other criteria I'm going to discuss in this video. There, what are those criteria, which areas you can work under some certain conditions where only visitor visa is enough for you to work. Any other foreign worker who tend to need a Canadian work permit, but there are exceptions in this case. So let's go into detail. What are those categories? First one is always like a business visitor. This is a very broad category which facilitate the entry of individuals who engage in business or trade activities in Canada but will not enter the Canadian labor market. There are a number of subdivisions or other categories under this, but all business visitor must need to have some of those conditions met. There must be no intent to enter the Canadian labor market later on. As I mentioned, if you're looking for a long-term work, then you definitely need an LMIA and work permit. The workers' activity in Canada must be international in scope, like the business visitor will engage in cross-border activity of some sort, their import, export, or all those categories. For business visitors in Canada working for a foreign employer, primary source of workers' compensation must be from outside of Canada. The principal place of employment is located outside of Canada. Employers' profits are from the business activity. They are outside of Canada. Means they are here for short term, and they will leave after this. Their category of the work is done or their scope of work is done. If you're coming to Canada for after sales services for your companies, then you can also work on visitor visa. Board of directors meetings, employees of short-term temporary residents, individual who are employed in a personal capacity. This is one of the best example I can give it to you over here. If any of the individual who are employed in a personal capacity on a full-time basis by a temporary resident in Canada may be considered business visitor. Let's say you yourself on a temporary resident and you also have a caregiver for your babies or for your kids, and they can also come with you on a temporary residence and they don't need any work permit to work for you. Yeah, this is one of the example. Domestic workers, personal assistants, or live-in caregivers in this category. If the short-term temporary resident and subsequently their employees extend their stay for 6 months or after 6 months, then definitely you guys need a labor market impact assessment and the work permit for those employees and for yourself also. But if this is under 6 months, there no need to get the work permit or LMIA. If you are an employee of a foreign companies, they are contracting Canadian companies, then definitely you can work on your visitor visa. Foreign representatives and their family members. If you are under any of these categories, the foreign representative should be accredited by the Department of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. Diplomatic representatives to the United States offices in Canada, they are also covered under this category. If you are a military personnel and or a military and civilian personnel in Canada under the auspice of Visiting Forces Act, you do not require a work permit or a study permit. You can come to Canada and work, do your job, and you can go back. Foreign government officers, we all know that they do not require any work permit. If you are an American cross-border maritime law enforcement officer and you're coming to Canada to uh, with the cross-border law enforcement vessels are staffed by joint Canadian and American crews, and if you fall into that category, definitely you do not require any of the work permit. If you are an in-flight security officer, you are exempt from that. On-campus employment, we all know the students who come to Canada on study permit, they can work on their on their summer vacation without the work permit. Another big category is performing artists. Like many foreign performing artists can work or may work in Canada without a work permit. Let's go which are those categories and who are eligible. Bands performing in bars, pubs, and restaurants, etc. Foreign based musicians and theatrical individuals and groups, their essential crews working outside bars and restaurants. Street performer, mostly we'll call them buskers. DJs working outside a bar. Foreign or traveling circus. Guest artists not employed with a Canadian performance group for a time limited engagements. Like as I mentioned before, it should be short term in nature. Persons performing at a private events such as weddings, birthday parties. Wrestlers from the World Wrestling Entertainment, like WWE, those air show performers, they do not require work permit. In addition to these categories, the film producers, film and recording studio users, persons doing group spots on Canadian TV and radio broadcasting, those guest speakers are also exempt from work permit. If you are an athlete and a team member, and you are also eligible if you are coming to Canada to participate in a sport activities or events in Canada, either individually or as a part of team. Race car driver, foreign pet owners entering their own animals in a show, jockeys racing horses, amateur players on Canadian team, full or part-time coaches or trainers. If you are under a news reporter or a media crew, member of those categories, you are exempt from that. Public speakers who come for for a week or 2 weeks in different universities and other areas, they are also exempt. Convention organizers, clergies are a big category here again. Individual who preaches overseas religious services or provides spiritual counseling as a profession may work in Canada without a work permit. So again, these categories should be less than 6 months. If you are going more than that, let's say you are coming to Gurudwara or a temple for your prayers or you're part of a group, and then you're exempt from the work permit for, let's say, for a week or for a month or under 6 months, right? If you're going over then definitely you need to go through the other channel. Judges, referees, other officials, examiner, evaluators, healthcare students, if they're coming here to participate in a clinical clerkships or short-term practicums in Canada without obtaining a work permit, they can do their work. Civil aviation inspectors, aviation accident or incident inspector, crew members, emergency service provider, all those categories. So if you are falling under any of these categories, and there are ways that you can come to Canada, work without a work permit. You just need a visitor visa. Yes, definitely you need a temporary resident visa, and from there you can continue your work, finish your work, and go back to your home country. Oh, that was an update because I was getting a lot of inquiries in recent days about this, so I decided to make a video about that. I'll keep you guys updated if there'll be anything else comes up. Till then, you guys all have a good day. Thank you.